Our second speaker is Kent Brewster, and this will actually give you a chance to get involved in the process of modifying and developing some skills, because Kent's going to actually talk to us about something that I think he first gave a talk on at South by Southwest, and he was at Yahoo. Now he's doing UI stuff at Netflix, and I'll just let Kent show you what he's doing.
All right, can you folks hear me? Mic on? Yes? Excellent, thanks. And hey, fantastic, my slides are on. I'm 2 for 2. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to vamp gently until the folks who have laptops in the audience who are actually going to try to do this give me the nod that they're actually getting set up to get going up. What I'm hoping is that folks who saw this online have gone ahead and done this. They've got Firefox, they've got Greasemonkey, hopefully they've got Firebug, and they're hooked into the Wi-Fi now. Everything you need to know is on my website right there. It'll probably go to a different URL fairly soon. I've had a couple of people who have peeked at the slideshow on SlideShare already bothering me about it. They're like, wait, we need this somewhere else. So I probably shouldn't put the slides up. So as you said, okay, go. Oh, no. There we go. I do know the Wi-Fi password. How much have I offered? It's park guest, park visitor, yes. Without the quotes. All right. Park visitor, P-A-R-C-V-I-S-I-T-O-R. All right. What's permanent? Oh, okay. So it's up permanently. All right, you got it. So what I brought along today is I brought along a couple of scripts and some methods for doing interesting things with websites that have already been rendered in your browser. This is useful for folks in the UI business. Yeah, there's my extremely long title. It's a Star Trek reference. Any nerds in the audience? Nerds? A couple. Good, thanks. Let's see. And on the bottom there is that URL is that's where everything's going to show up, and that'll hopefully stay there all night. Before I get too much further into this, there are a couple of things I have to say because I work at Netflix. I also said these because I worked at Yahoo. A couple things about me, about where I work, and about the code that we're going to show. Mostly about me. I'm not actually qualified to be doing this for a living, and miraculously, I get paid to do this, and it's kind of amazing. No formal education in computer science. Actually, don't have a degree. Is anyone else in the room not have a degree? Anybody? I got 1, 2. That's awesome. Non-degreed people, hooray! I saw like a 10-year-old walking around somewhere. There's got to be at least one other. All right. Yes, poles apart. Got my start programming in BASIC on a Radio Shack TRS-80 in 1977. Another Trash 80 person here. My dad was an itinerant technical writer. And what he did is he wrote the basic programming manual for the Radio Shack TRS-80, the Atari 400 and 800 little tiny mini computers. He wrote Beneath Apple Fortran, and he wrote, the Commodore 64 and VIC-20 basic books also. So we had a tremendous pile of these computers in my house growing up, and this was at a time, 77 through 79-ish, where having a computer in your house and admitting it would pretty much get you beaten up. And it's changed hugely now, which is awesome. So I've been doing this for a really, really long time. And I read the book with the 10,000 hours of intentional practice, and I actually went back and totaled it up, and yeah, I definitely got my 10,000 hours in. The key is intentional. I was lucky enough to be in the right place and time and actually show some of the stuff that I'm going to show you tonight. I also have a really hard time paying attention to things. And I was working at Yahoo, and I was building 9 of the little square ad mantles for Yahoo every day for the old non-reconstructed Web 1.0 Yahoo front page. And it was tables and spacer GIFs and font tags and just really, really awful stuff. 9 a day we did with this thing. And they redid the front page, and it launched, and I thought it was beautiful, except it had all this crap all over it that was completely useless to me. So I took the technology that I'm going to show you here, and I took off all the ads, and I added in a feed from a blog that I was following. Instead of the interminable list of 100 links that nobody ever looked at, I took that out and I stuck in this list of stuff that was interesting to me. And somewhere along the way, I wound up giving a demo to one of the top guys in front of the front page, and my version of Yahoo.com popped up, and he went, hey, hold on, wait a minute. And I had to explain all of this to him, and the little wheels started turning. And what I wound up doing was going to the prototyping team, and I worked there for about 1.5 years, and we did well, I guess it's not really the new Yahoo front page anymore. They've done another iteration of it. But that was an amazing job. I got to do this for a living for 1.5 years for the biggest website in the world. I mean, my work will never, ever reach a bigger audience than that time. And it sucks to have peaked, but, you know, you move on. Yes, living proof, just about anybody can do this stuff. So me and Netflix, nothing I'm going to show you is official Netflix. I've got very little Netflix-related stuff on here, but you know, there it is. But however, by the way, working at Netflix is amazing. And again, fixed mindset. There's at least one other Yahoo or ex-Yahoo in the room with me right now. But if I had to point at a company that's got the fixed mindset, that's Yahoo. And if I had to point at a company that definitely does not have the fixed mindset, it's the place I work right now. So, and yes, they have a 128-slide corporate culture presentation about how they do Netflix. It actually was leaked onto SlideShare by my former boss, Bill Scott. It wasn't really leaked. They gave him permission to do it. It's worth looking at just for lots of reasons, lots of good inspirational stuff about how to do a company right. About the code, the examples I'm going to show you are written in JavaScript, but don't be afraid because they're not good JavaScript. Okay, they're not best practices. They're not object-oriented. They're not complicated. They're really simple, straight ahead. Tick this thing, plug it in here, spin it around, and stick it back in. It's really easy to understand. They're not great Greasemonkey examples either. Greasemonkey is this incredibly complicated, rich thing, and you can build real scripts that are very useful and share them around with people. And this is not what we're doing here. We're just building prototypes. They don't have to be great. All I have to do is run one time for the right person, okay? And that's the user that they brought in for the qual, or the design director, or potentially the CEO of the company. It runs once, and it's good, and you're done. Okay. What we already know about prototyping, okay? Working prototypes work best. It's really hard to say to someone, well, I think for the iPhone version, we're going to have this list fly in, and this other thing's going to come up, and people can't really give you a read on that. They have no idea whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. But if you put this thing in their hand, and they go, oh, OK, I get it. Yeah, that's awesome. That works best. It's very hard to get the experience right. Right, we know this. It's expensive, really expensive, because you throw it all away when you're done. I mean, you don't throw it all away. You have prototyping libraries, but it's very tough. Some stuff about engineers that you probably already know, but I'll say it anyway. I get to say this because I am one. They already know that what you're asking for is impossible, can't be done, and they know that you're not listening to them when they explain why. And they know everything because they're engineers. They already know everything. If you make them do this for a living for too long, they will burn out and go nuts. Because what an engineer wants most of all, especially a front-end engineer, is for his stuff to be online in front of 1.2 billion Yahoo customers. Okay? If it gets thrown away every 6 months, they'll move on and do something else. So, how we see the engineers, they're flinchy, right? They're hypersensitive to deadlines. Why all this concern about the deadlines? They're full of reasons why it can't be done, full of reasons why it shouldn't be done, and that's not their department. They're the engineers. They should just go ahead and build it. Damn it. Okay. How the engineers see the designers. Whee! Sorry, but you know, unable to dig the concept of deadlines. Okay, basically the deal is there's a fixed amount of time we have between now and when the thing is supposed to ship. It ships on June 30th. The design starts here, okay, and all of that wavery time until you get to, you know, May 15th or whenever it is, all of that time where the engineers could be working on it. No, we have no idea where it is. And all that deadline, all that time comes out of your time at the end. Because the guy at the end, the front-end engineer, is the last guy who touches the code. Okay? And of course, full of reasons why it has to be done, even though it can't be done. And should not, damn it, be done. So, words about tearing down the wall. And again, vamping here until people get their Firefox and stuff set up here. Yeah, please, for God's sake, involve the engineers early. Okay? Go for coffee. Just say, hey, I have this amazing idea. You know, even though it's not anything yet, it's just an idea. Feel free to share the idea. Because an engineer will be able to tell you, oh, God, that's brilliant. Yes, we can totally do that. Or, ooh, dude, wait, the back end will crash if we try to do that. And listen when they say something like that. Okay? Ask for help before the important choices have already been made by somebody who is not an engineer. Okay? This is critical. Okay? And, please don't ask. Please, no. The logo cannot spin and be on fire. And IE6 support is out. Forget it. Screw it. We're not doing that anymore. Okay. So, when all else fails, and something that is fun and a worthwhile learning experience and will definitely get you out of your own personal fixed mindset about engineering, okay? Bless you. Is try building it yourself. And what we're going to show you tonight is a really, really cheap, easy, sleazy way of taking an existing website and monkeying around with it. Okay? It'll work well enough to show to that one important guy who has to see it. Okay? And when you show it to an engineer, the engineer you show it to will be really impressed. Will go, oh, here's somebody who gets it. Here's somebody who's willing to take the risk, actually put it in a little bit and make something. This person made something. This isn't the flighty designer that. No, I'm impressed. I want to see more. I want to work on this. Okay. So, hopefully we're coming along. I need to grab my water. I'm really sorry. I'm super dry. Sorry. All right, and I'm bombing through this. This is great. I'll have lots of time to not answer questions at the end. We're going to bring up a page in the browser. Okay. We're going to let it render. After it's all done rendering, that means everything, all the Ajax-y stuff, all the styles, all the images, everything's rendered. When all of that's over, we're going to inject a little tiny bit of JavaScript into the browser, magically. And then, and then things will happen, magically. And for best results, we want to do this automatically when the page loads. We don't want to have the person who is supposed to see the cool new version having to sit down, type in some stuff, wait for something to happen, or even press a button. And I'm going to show you how to do it, typing in some stuff and pressing in a button. But the ideal way is to just have it happen automatically, so it looks just like they're looking at the new thing. All right. So, how to inject some JavaScript. Believe it or not, you can go right to the URL blank, where you type in http://netflix.com, and you can just type in something in JavaScript. You can type in alert ding. If you type that in, a little alert box will come up and it will say ding. It'll just execute. It'll just go ahead and happen. If you happen to know the right ID for the headline, you can change the contents of the headline. If you happen to know what color the links are, you can loop through every single link and change all the colors to red if you feel like it. You can do anything you want right there on the console line. This has limitations. Spaces have to be URL encoded, and there's lots of stuff. So it's really useless except for really, really small basic stuff. Also, if you have Firebug, you can reach right into the little console and start typing, and you can do all sorts of fun stuff with Firebug, which I will also show you. Okay. With a toolbar bookmarklet. Anybody remember those? They're amazing things. Wonderful Web 1.0 strategy. You grab this thing and you drag it to your toolbar, and you press it, and then suddenly everything on /dot just goes and turns into this one list of stuff that you wanted to actually look at. And that's really what we're doing here. We're doing some on-the-fly modifications, okay, with a scripting tool, such as Greasemonkey would. Hopefully, everybody who actually wants to try this has everything installed or on the Wi-Fi. They're ready to go. Okay. So a little bit about toolbar bookmarklets. They're fun. I'm going to show you 3 of them, 3 tiny ones, and one really big one that I did a while ago, which hits a bunch of outside APIs and actually builds something cool in your browser. You have about 2,000 characters. It limits browser for browser. It depends on which browser you're using. Some of them will take more, some of them will take less. You really can't go more than about 2,000. They're really hard to set up for installation. You have to encode all the spaces. You have to do a bunch of things exactly right. And then you have to put them in a link and drag the link to an actual page. So you need a website, or you need some HTML or something. It's kind of a pain. I will show you, but they're a pain. They're tough to debug. They're very powerful. Okay, I can grab a foreign piece of JavaScript. I can grab something off of Google or something and just slam it directly into my page using a toolbar bookmarklet. They have to be installed. They have to be managed. They have to be manually clicked every time you load the page. And that's the difference between toolbar and Greasemonkey. All right. Oh, there's some source code. Look at that. So here's my alert ding. So what's going to happen here is this right there is invisible. And what you see on the screen is annoy me. And what you'll do is you'll drag that link, annoy me, to your toolbar. And when you actually hit the button to start the toolbar, what will trigger is that piece of JavaScript. So when we hit the annoy me button, the word ding is going to pop up. Anybody care to guess what this does? Oh, cheating, it says turn my links red. Sorry about that. So what this does is it uses document, get all my elements by the tag name A, and A is a link, so it's going to grab all the links. It's going to loop through all your links. I is just a little variable, okay? Starts with 0, goes through all the links you have, styles them, sets the color to bright red. That's all it does. And then this guy looks for your title and adds the word hacked to the front of your title. So when you press this button, you can freak your friends. Go to your friend's Facebook page, right? Hit the hacked button, and they can look at it and go, oh crap, my Facebook's been hacked. Stupid, but it does work. Silly examples. Greasemonkey scripts do exactly what this does, okay? But it happens automatically, modifies after the page loads. It's a much more complicated and robust things. We've got local storage. We've got a really good development environment. It'll bring up your text editor, all sorts of fun stuff you can do with Greasemonkey. All right. So before we crack into this, just in case you've already got this running and you don't want to use the horrible native text editor that came with your operating system, you can fix your editor if you like. Okay? I should go like that. There we go. So in your Firefox editor, actually, you know what? We're going to go like this. Let's actually do some stuff here. So I'm going to go like this. About, config, config. I'm going to get my glasses on. Oh, no, I'm not, because I've dropped them on the floor. See my glasses over there? Yeah, I got them. There we go. Sorry. God, am I unprepared. Jesus, look at me. There we go. So if you're doing this for the first time, a warning box from Firefox will pop up, and you need to reassure it that you actually know what you're doing, and you're not going to sue if you hose your entire life by doing this. Relax, you're not going to. We're going to type in Greasemonkey here, like that. Oh, I don't even have to return. That's awesome. And then down here, I've got Greasemonkey editor. There it is right there. I happen to have my editor already set to TextMate. Okay. If you're bringing this up natively for the first time, it's going to say some goofy program line editor that came with your machine. It'll be, it won't be WordPad. I can't remember what it is with Windows now. My transformation to the Mac is almost complete. It's been a year, and I'm almost done getting used to this thing. It's like I had a stroke or one of my arms fell off for like a year getting used to this, and I'm almost done. I can't even remember the name of the app anymore. Anyway, what you can do is you can jump in here. Sorry, that's unreadable. There we go. You can jump in here, change that to the name of your editor, and the nice editor will pop up when we're actually editing our scripts. So, okay. Oh, shush. Well, that just spilled the beans. That's what it's supposed to do. Let's go grab the script. Who's ready? Ready? I see some readies. Awesome. So here's my resource page right there. kentbrewster.com/ you can't read it. That's great. It's /Bakehi. Sorry about that. So we've done all this. Before we begin, please install Firefox, Firebug, Greasemonkey, fix your default editor. Oh, here's the presentation, if you guys want that. It's there. Here's how we do the JavaScript from the console. Oh, okay. I'm going to try it. Wow, sorry about my highlight cover. That's obnoxious.
You should be able to hack that.
I should, and I already have, actually, because it was this light blue color that I could not see at all. So if I do this, I should get a ding. There we go. See, I just ran some live JavaScript from my browser right there. Here are my toolbars. Here's annoy me. If I click annoy me, it's going to annoy me. And the cool thing about this, it could be anywhere. It could annoy me on Bakehi. It annoyed me again. Back over here. Let's hack the title. Back over here to Bakehi. Notice the title, Tuesday, May 11th, program title. Hack my title. Ah! Bakehi's been hacked, holy crap. And it even changed over here too. And then finally, turn my links red. We'll go back over to Bakehi. I think it looks much better like that. Oh. You can make the entire internet look like MySpace. Ah, you're laughing. That's good. Okay, much more complicated example. This is something I wrote, oh God, 3-ish years ago. Back in the Yahoo days, I was working for the Yahoo Developer Network, and we acquired a company called MyBloglog. And what that did is it put this little deal down here, right? See that guy? And what that does is it shows you the last 16 readers who are signed into MyBloglog who are looking at my site. Their picture comes up on my site. It's link juice for them. I'm reassured that I'm not just shouting down a well. It's a wonderful deal for everyone. The neat thing about MyBloglog is I caused them to open an API, which allowed MyBloglog members to go ahead and put in where they were members of elsewhere on the internet. So this is fun. I'll go like this. So these are all these people here. See these guys here? What I've just done is I've just gone out and I've hit a whole bunch of exterior APIs using Yahoo pipes, and I've grabbed all of their information. So there's a name, and here are all the other sites that he's active on. And here are the other things. So if I mouse over this, I'm going to see some Last.fm right there. Okay, and here's Twitter, and here's Tumblr, and Flickr. I got some Flickr pictures. A Dig, upcoming, seriously, upcoming? No, maybe not. YouTube, and I'm not sure what that is. What is that? Is that Yelp? Sorry, no Yelp. I got a little tiny bit of LinkedIn. Yeah, somebody's on LinkedIn there. This is a toolbar bookmarklet that just launches an exterior piece of JavaScript. Grabs some JavaScript from my site, throws it up there. Does some really, really heavy analysis. I mean, it's hitting 10 different Yahoo pipes and going out to 10 or 12 different sites. And it's a really, really simple little bookmarklet to throw in. Okay, so let's do some Greasemonkey. Target for tonight would be Twitter, because Twitter is simple. Twitter is beautiful. I love Twitter. If there are Twitter UIs in the audience, please, nothing I say here is personal. I love your product. To install the Greasemonkey script, we're going to go down to this pile here. This is the source of your Greasemonkey script. You should never install a script unless you've seen the source, right? We're going to go down all the way to the bottom right here. We're going to click this View Raw. This is something that GitHub did naturally. I had no idea this worked, but it does. So if I click this, I get a warning. This is a Greasemonkey script. Click Install to start using it, blah, 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 blah. This will actually gray out for about 3 seconds, so it doesn't happen automatically. I click Install, and I'm done. It's installed. So now when I go over to Twitter, I actually have 2 copies of this running. I'm going to, no, I'm good. OK. It's smart enough not to install 2 copies. So now when I go in here and I reload Twitter, something wonderful will happen. That is from my Greasemonkey script. Greasemonkey awaits your bidding master. It's highly annoying. We're going to turn this off first. So you guys ready to do this? Who's ready? Got a couple? Sweet. Oh, seriously? You guys are better than hackers. You guys are better than the university crowd. That's amazing. You're actually doing this. This is cool. So to edit, I go back to the monkey. I'm going to go Manage User Scripts. Hello? Uh-oh. Where's my window? Is it hidden? Yeah, there it is. Stupid Macintosh. OK. Right there. I'm going to highlight monkeying with Twitters. Yeah, I had a stroke. My arm fell off. I can't find the window. Highlighting monkeying with Twitter. I'm going to hit my editor, and the editor that I configured in that horrible step before pops up. And now I'm editing. I can close this. I can get my Firefox window back up. We'll make it a tiny bit smaller. There we go. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys how to comment something out. Just about every line in here is commented out. See this, 2 forward slashes? Commented out. That means it doesn't work anymore if you do that. It's just there so you can read it. So I'm going to comment out the alert. The alert is now gone. If I save it and rerun it, I get pure unmodified Twitter with no irritating alert, I hope. Yes. OK. Oh, sorry, I have some weird context on here. Yeah. That's the internet, kids. All right. So let's do something more fun. We're going to find the main headline on this page. To do that, I'm going to fire up Firebug. Firebug is this other, see the little bug down there? That's my Firebug. If you don't have Firebug, you can also view source. It's not terribly reliable, but Firebug is a lot of fun. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click that, this title here, and I'm going to inspect it. And right there, there it is. Label class equals doing, for equals status, what's happening. I want to change that to something else. I can do this immediately with Firebug, but it's going to go away as soon as I reload the page. Okay? But now that I know where this lives, it's in this H3 right there, which is the header, level 3. I'm going to go back to Greasemonkey, and I am going to find the first instance of an H3 tag, which is number 0, because we're nerds and we start with 0. I'm going to go get elements by tag name. Oh, that D, sorry about that. The D is for document, and I just say, I'm just setting this temporary variable D to document so I don't have to constantly type in document, okay? It's just document. Get elements by tag name, H3, the first one, and store it in this temporary variable so people who are reading this code can see what the hell I'm doing. So the headline equals document H3, 0. And I'm going to change the text content to something else. Oh, look, my highlight's blue again. Well, that's visible at least. So the headline text content will be, yo, baby, what's up? Assuming I save this and reload it. Come on. There we go. And it works. Now, did you notice there was a slight delay? Okay. Why Greasemonkey is not terribly useful for production. And you have to kind of get your users to blink for half a second if you're dealing with an Ajax-heavy site. Because what's going on is all this stuff that Twitter loads in the background is loading up frantically. And as soon as it's done, Greasemonkey will fire off whatever it is that you want to do. So there's going to be a delay while all the Ajax-y crap fires off. Sorry, can't beat that. So I've changed the inside of my header. Let's see, I'm going to change the title of this button, tweet. Let's change it to something else. So we've got to find the button. And I've cheated. But I'll do it again with Firebug. There we go. I've inspected it. There it is right there, span, tweet. So all I have to do to change the inside of that span is I need to go back upstairs until I find an ID. There it is right there. AID equals tweeting button. So here I'm going to use a slightly different command. The button equals document get element by ID. That's different from get elements by tag name. If I say get elements by tag name, I get this whole collection of stuff. IDs are supposed to be these unique things. There's only supposed to be one element with the same ID per page. I say supposed to be because it's the web and people do goofy stuff. So the button, document get element by ID, tweeting button. I am going to change the inside of the button to my new favorite word, Sheboygan. My wife went to Ditmer's and got brats for Mother's Day. She got a whole bunch of stuff. Ditmer's, awesome. And she brought home the Italians, and she brought home the chicken apple, and she brought home the asparagus sausage, and then the big pack of Sheboygan brats. And I'm like, Sheboygan brats? What possessed you to buy Sheboygan brats? And she said, I just love saying Sheboygan. So it's the new word. So from now on, instead of tweeting, we're going to Sheboygan. There we go. Come on, Sheboygan, baby. Here it goes. And sweet, just like that. So you can literally change anything you want. And Twitter's a lot of fun to beat up on. So next up we're going to do a little tiny bit of what I did to the Yahoo front page. Because this right here, there's a lot going on back here. In particularly, I personally find these numbers extremely disturbing and distracting. I hate these numbers. The best thing about Twitter is there was never an unread message count. It's not email. You know, you could just kind of nip in and nip out. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of the ad. Sorry, but I'm going to get rid of the ad. You could change the ad if you wanted to, but it's easiest for me right now to get rid of the ad. I'm going to leave the navigation alone. I'm going to get rid of the trending thing, which I think is sort of junk anyway. So what I've done is I've gone through and I have inspected every one of these. I've already done this. But for right now, let's see. Oh, the promotional round here. There's no ID on this, so I did this in a different way. Anyway, so here are all the IDs of everything I want to get rid of. There's a lot of getting rid of. Greasemonkey is very good at getting rid of. Okay? So I'm going to loop through here, grab all these IDs. So I'm going to stuff all these IDs into an array of IDs, which is a row of IDs, one-dimensional, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to loop through all of these IDs one at a time. I'm going to say the one that we're working on is the one I want to delete. I'm going to say me, the one I want to delete, equals document get element by ID, the one I want to delete, which is message count or following. And then I'm going to go up one level in the document to the thing's parent node. So if I've got a button, it's got a container. Everybody's got a parent node all the way up to body or HTML. Right? HTML has parent node body. You can always find the root. It's like a tree, it branches. It's a tumbleweed, actually. Twitter's kind of a tumbleweed. But there's always a little juncture. Like up here, I want to get rid of this. I go to here. And I say, the element that I want to get rid of, go back to its parent node and get rid of the element that I want to get rid of. There's no fast, easy way to say just get rid of this. You have to do it this way. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to reload. And hopefully we should see a much simpler view of Twitter once we get Sheboygan. Did that not work? Did I save? I'll save again. Oh, do we have demo fail? I'll be damned, we have demo fail. What happened here? Oh no, I could stare at this all night. Delete by ID. To delete. This is such great television too. Okay, All right, let's try something else. We're going to remove some elements by class name. New command called getElementsByClassName. What's that? Please figure out why this didn't work. And try something else. We're going to try deleting by class name. So in this case, we're going to loop through a collection of strings. We're going to get everything that's got a class name of that string, and we're going to pull it out and delete it. Exact same technology here. Let's see if this works. Everybody say Sheboygan. Come on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Hey, something happened. So the ad's gone. Yeah, that actually worked. Hooray. So what's happened here is now, this is much, much simpler here. I'm big into simple. If you've looked at my site, you can tell that's really simple. So a bunch of taking things away. So now let's add some stuff in. Actually, I'm not adding any DOM elements tonight. I'm just going to show you guys how to do some recoloring. One of the things that always bothered me about Twitter users? Yes? A few? Okay, good. One of the things that always bugged me about Twitter is you can go in here and you can change how your site looks. They call it design. It doesn't really design. It's more like decoration. You can change the colors and add a background element. That's about it. But what makes me crazy is I can change the background color of my sidebar, but I can't change the background. I can't change the color of the links in my sidebar. So I'm really, really limited in my choices because the links have to show out here and in here at the same time. So I really wish they'd add that in for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in a style sheet here. So this is a little bit of code. Let's see, some sidebar changes. Let's get rid of these comments. Like that. And hopefully when I change it, it should come back with a different looking sidebar. Okay. So that's my new and improved sidebar. Thank you. I should probably document that, eh? Yes. Okay. So yeah, so now hopefully the hover card is now gone. The cursed hover card has left the building. And I've put it in a font that my tiny little ancient eyes can actually read. Now you guys probably hate this font because it's monospaced in your designers, but you know it's the awesome Mac monospaced font. Anyway, so what I hope to show you guys from all of this, which is sort of a silly string of assumptions here, is that you can easily take matters into your own hands. You don't have to wait for an engineer. You don't have to get permission to do this. You can just go ahead and do it anytime you want. I strongly encourage you guys, go do it. Take chances, get messy, all that stuff. Let's see, Command Tab. There we go. We fixed the editor, we loaded the script, we edited the script, intermission. Sharing your scripts. If you feel like you ever want to show this to somebody else, if you've come up with something that's brilliant, okay, go back into your text editor, do save as, and it's very important. You have to name your file, .user.js. And there are 2 dots in there, which will make old school people like me just cringe because there aren't supposed to be 2 dots in there. But there actually are 2 dots, old school, yourfile.user.js. Save that to your desktop, then you can share it. If you drag that into a Firefox browser that has Greasemonkey installed, it will magically pop up and run exactly the way it did when we installed it. All done. Don't forget to disable Greasemonkey. This is very, very embarrassing. If you fail to disable Greasemonkey and your boss sees the hacked version of yahoo.com, you may very well wind up with a whole different job. Okay? There's also nothing more embarrassing than calling IT and saying, I don't know what's wrong. My browser is completely hosed. It's everything's in this monospace font. Holy crap, I can't make it stop. And they come out and they go, Greasemonkey. So be mindful of that. Recommended reading, please read the book. Mark Pilgrim wrote a wonderful website and a wonderful book after that, Dive into Greasemonkey. He also wrote the original Mozilla Greasemonkey hack book, which is still on Amazon.com. Very, very outdated, but still historically extremely interesting. Here is a guy who said, God, it would be really neat if I could do this to a website, and he made the whole thing. He just built it. Greasemonkey Wiki is the authoritative source of everything Greasemonkey-ish. Go there. Questions? Bless you, sir. Thank you for finding the stupid thing that I did. But what can I do for y'all? I'm hiding behind the podium. It's terrible.
Hi, quick question. This would apply to, this is probably somewhat lame question, but have you had any success using this and something like WordPress to prototype sites?
I have never greasemonkeyed a WordPress site. That's sort of interesting. Are you saying use this to do stuff that you could not do without paying WordPress, that sort of thing, or?
Well,
It's a good idea.
oh yeah.
I've never done it, but I would say yes, do it.
Okay, yeah. I think WordPress is very flexible with certain themes. So I'm thinking you could between this and something like WordPress, you could probably prototype fairly quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What I wound up doing with Greasemonkey, we have hack days. So we have hack days at Netflix, which is one of the reasons why I went. We had hack days at Yahoo, which is one of the reasons why I stayed. But at hack day at Netflix, the most recent hack day, I pulled together a complete Greasemonkey reface of the page belonging to the vendor who brings in free lunch at Netflix. And what I did is I made this little wheel of fortune so you could actually spin it and see the ingredients they were putting in the lunches. And there was awful stuff like river eel and stuff. It was actually pretty hilarious. You can do a complete conversion of whatever you want with Greasemonkey. It's a lot of fun. Crickets chirping. All right, I hope that was useful. I was kind of unsure. I'm going to come out to the designers and UXs and see what happens here. But it's a lot of fun. Please ping me. I'm on the Twitter right there, Kent Brew. And let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer. Thanks.